Very good morning, dear students. Under the subject Money and Banking, today I shall teach you the basic functions of a commercial bank, the definition of a commercial bank, the importance and significance of commercial banks in modern times. See, commercial banks are said to be the nerve center of the modern world. Commercial banks act as intermediaries between saving public and investors. Some people may have money but no worthwhile scheme. Some people may have worthwhile scheme but no money. Banks guarantee the savers their money with a reasonable rate of interest and will be providing to the investors the much needed capital. In this way, the banks oil the wheel of economic progress. No economic system can function in today's world without a sound banking system. Banks encourage honest and trustworthy customers, people who are having willingness to save money, and the trustworthy investors who wish to invest money in various activities. Because of this genuine function of commercial banks, they are regarded as the public conservators of commercial virtues. Commercial banks perform a number of functions and they are said to be the nerve center of the modern world. Okay, now let us discuss about the definition of a commercial bank. According to Professor Francis A. Walker, a bank is what a bank does. He is speaking about a bank in terms of its functions. I would give you a better definition of bank. A commercial bank is a financial institution chartered by the central bank or the central government to accept deposit from the public and give loans and advances to the customers who need it. So a commercial bank is virtually a financial institution. A commercial bank has three ancestors: the merchant, the money lender, and the goldsmith. A modern bank is something of each of these. In the 70s in England, people used to deposit their valuables like gold and silver with the goldsmiths. And against these deposits, they were issued some receipts. With those receipts, they could really do some business and all that. So people started using those receipts as money, and slowly people started using this as money for conducting all kinds of transactions. And so the four runners of modern banks are the merchant, the money lender, and the goldsmiths. A modern bank is something of each of these. Commercial banks are known by various names in Great Britain. They are called commercial banks because they are profit-making financial institutions. They are also called joint stock banks because their stocks and shares are jointly held by many shareholders or stockholders. They are also called primary banks because they are the major part of the banking system of the United Kingdom. They are also called clearing banks because they clear checks at the London Clearing House. They are also called retail banks as they provide loans and advances to individuals. So commercial banks are also known as high street banks in Britain because they are found in most of the towns in the major streets of London and other cities in the United Kingdom. So commercial banks are known by various names: commercial banks, joint stock banks, clearing banks, retail banks, primary banks, and high street banks. All these mean the same thing. The major commercial banks in Great Britain are Barclays banks and Lloyds banks. The main central bank of United Kingdom is Bank of England. UAE Central Bank. UAE also has many commercial banks like Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank, National Bank of Abu Dhabi, National Bank of Dubai, Eminent Islamic Bank. All these are examples of commercial banks. Now let me discuss about the functions and importance and significance of commercial banks in a modern economy. Commercial banks perform a number of functions in modern times. Because of the manifold functions performed by them, they are called the nerve center of the modern world. As I told you earlier, they are the public conservators of commercial virtues. Commercial banks mainly perform two major types of functions: the primary functions and secondary functions. The primary functions are those functions, which are very, very important, for the smooth functioning of the banking system. Number one, accepting deposit from the public. Commercial banks' major function is to accept deposit from the people who have surplus money. Commercial banks accept several types of deposits. One type of deposit is called demand deposits or side deposits or current account deposits. Deposits put in current account or side deposits or demand deposits can be withdrawn on demand. That's why they call demand deposits. People who are depositing money on a regular basis, they are given a checkbook by the bank. Most of the business people, they deposit money in the evening of the day and in the morning they withdraw some cash. Daily people can withdraw cash. Normally commercial banks do not offer any rate of interest for these kind of deposits, but they may also take some charges for maintaining this current account safely Sometimes a minimum amount has to be retained with the bank, otherwise they will reduce some amount if the minimum balance is not there with the bank. Okay, the current account holders do not get any interest income, as I said earlier, but they get the checkbook with which they can withdraw the cash on a regular basis. Okay, second one is called savings account. Savings account holders do not get a checkbook, but they will get some rate of interest. People who are having small savings, okay, every month they may save some money for a particular purpose, just like going for a holiday or for some trip abroad. Okay, so these saving account holders will get some rate of interest. Okay, definitely some 2 to 3% interest can be obtained by saving account holders. They have no checkbook facilities. The third one is called fixed deposits or time deposits or term deposits. These are deposits for a period of 6 months or 1 year or 2 or 3 years. The longer the periods of the deposits, the higher would be the rate of interest earned by the fixed deposit holders. They will have no checkbook facility. They cannot withdraw cash on demand. They may have to give, if they have to prematurely close an account, 7 days notice is going to be given to the bank. Okay, but banks give very high rate of interest on people who are depositing money for a long period as term deposit, because these money can be lent by the banks to others to earn an interest income. Banks use this profit money for lending to others. With those amounts, they will be able to earn a higher income, much higher than the amount they pay to the deposit holders. So that is about the fixed deposits. Okay, these are the 3 types of deposits. Some deposits are recurrent deposits. You just put some money, it will be automatically being, maturing, and it can be automatically renewed. Okay, this way, several types of deposits are held with the commercial banks. Now comes giving loans and advances to the customers. Okay, commercial banks accept money from the people. They act as intermediaries between saving public investors. Some people may have, money but no virtual scheme. Some people may have virtual scheme but no money. So banks act as an intermediary between saving public investors. Okay, people who are having lots of fund, they can deposit money safely with the bank, and they will be given back their principal amount with the interest. And investors who do not have money will be provided with much needed capital. In this way, the banks all in the wheel of economic progress. Okay, the commercial banks, loans and advances are the most profitable things of commercial banks, because by giving more and more loans, they will be able to earn more and more profits for the smooth functioning of the banking system. So commercial banks give short-term loans. Normally, they give automobile loans, they give home improvement loans, they give loans to the government, they give loans to business loans, okay, and various kinds of loans are given by commercial banks to various sections of society, okay, and that is very profitable for the banks, because by giving loans and advances, they are able to make money. Thirdly, commercial banks are also able to manufacture money. The third major primary function of commercial banks is that creation of credit or manufacture money. Professor Richard S. Sayers, Professor R.S. Sayers, in his famous book Modern Banking, says, banks are not merely purveyors of money, but also in an immortal sense, manufacturers of money. Banks are not only the suppliers of money, they are also creators of money or manufacturers of money, says Professor Richard S. Sayers, a famous banker, in his book Modern Banking. Okay, banks, while giving loans and advances to people, they are able to create credit. With the cooperation of all other member banks, banks are able to create multiple amount of money than what they receive as deposit from the customers. That I will teach you immediately how to finish the functions of banks. So, multiple creation of credit or credit creation is one of the most important functions of modern banks. Having said the primary functions, now let us discuss about the secondary functions of banks. Banks also performs 2 types of secondary functions. Okay, one is called agency functions, and the other one is called general utility services. Agency functions are those functions which banks perform for and on behalf of the customers. Customers are directly helped by the banks. Okay, one of the most important agency functions of commercial banks is executing, customer standing orders. You can instruct your banker to pay your rent or insurance premium on a regular basis. Banks will execute that, and they will charge a small commission for that, and you don't have to take the strain of going and paying the rent or insurance premium. Secondly, direct debit. Some bills are to be paid periodically, but the amount will be variable, like electricity bill, telephone bill, water bill. All these bills also will be paid by the bank if you instruct the banker. The bank depositors can instruct the banker from your account. The bank will debit the amount and pay on your behalf. Okay, the telephone bill, electricity bill, and water bill, so that you can save your time and energy. Okay. Thirdly, banks also act as executor of wills. People who are sick and they are having small children, okay, and they cannot pass on the property to the small children, they can entrust their banker to execute the will. Okay, as per the directions and will, after the persons who are sick may be passed away. Okay, until the children grow and become adults, The banks will, keep the fund with the banks and execute their wills properly without any hassle. So banks are completely reliable in executing wills of the customers. Again, the commercial banks also provide a number of other secondary functions, okay, like credit card facilities. This plastic card like Barclays card or ADCB card can be obtained by the current account holders. Okay, they will be given, a particular, PIN code, and they will be able to use these cards for making payments while purchasing from restaurants and supermarkets. Those institutions which are joining this scheme will be able to accept this credit card with which, okay, you can purchase certain amount of goods, okay, up to certain amount of money permitted by the bank. Okay, every month they will send a bill and you have to make payments on installments, and you do not have to carry checks or cash, and you will be able to do transactions by using this credit card. Okay, next, cash dispensers or automated teller machines. These, are attached to the bank's vault. Okay, and these ATM cards issued by the bank can be used by the holder. You will be given a secret PIN code and a card. Okay, by typing by inserting the card and typing the secret PIN code number, you will be able to withdraw certain amount of cash. Okay, 24 hours these ATM machines are functioning outside the premises of the bank, and so it enables customers to withdraw their cash. They will be able to know the balances in their account. Okay, and certain amount of limited amount only can be withdrawn every day, but it will be very easy for them, okay, to withdraw the cash anytime, even in the midnight. Okay, so this facility is also provided by modern banks, okay, all over the world. Then again, issuing travel checks and foreign currencies. Suppose you want to travel abroad, you don't have to carry currency notes with you. You can carry traveler's checks, and when you go to a foreign country, present this check, okay, and you will be asked to put your signature before the place you want to get the cash. Automatically your signature is already there in the traveler's check, and if the both the signatures tally, cash will be paid. So you can avoid carrying cash, and nobody can steal this, because only you can encash this amount. Again, banks also purchase and sell securities and shares on behalf of the customers. Since banks are operating in the economy, it is well aware of the financial position of various companies and the value of stocks and shares. So they will help the customers. If you instruct them, they will help the customers to buy many various companies' stocks and shares, okay, which are profitable for the customers, and they give advice on buying stocks and shares. So these are some of the agency functions performed by banks. Okay, then banks also performs some general utility services, okay, which includes acting as an executor of wills. Again, okay, they will execute the wills of the customers. Okay, they will give you advice on investment, how to make profitable investment in various places, in various forms, because bankers have good knowledge about the financial standing of companies. They give advice on taxation. They help the customers to save their money, okay, by paying limited amount of tax. Insurance facilities are provided. Customers' insurance, premium will be paid by the bank, and they will be able to buy insurance, for your holidays or for sickness. Provide safe deposit lockers. Banks will provide you safe deposit lockers where you can deposit your jewelries, your deeds of contract, or any kind of valuable documents safely, okay, for a nominal amount. Okay, banks also give confidential information about the financial standing of the customers. Suppose you don't know anything about a particular customer, you want to deal with that person, you can seek the advice of the banker. The banker will give you confidential information about the financial standing of the customers. And again, the commercial banks also underwrite securities of the companies. Okay, if a company is not known to you, okay, the bank will give a guarantee that the financial person of the company is sound, on the basis of which people can deal with the company. So they will underwrite securities or stocks of the companies, and also giving financial, confidential information on the financial standing of the customers, and also provide checkbook facilities, okay, and also electronic banking, okay, then telephone banking, and all these facilities are provided by modern banks. The number is increasing every time. These are the functions and importance of commercial banks. Study thoroughly this topic.